Hey y'all, it's Yvette. It's been a minute, and part of me wants to apologize, and another part of me is thinking that I really needed the time away from YouTube a little bit. And I started getting emails from people. Actually, I don't think I got any emails. I just got messages, with people asking if I was never gonna, are you never gonna open a box again? And that's not true. I will. And yes, I do have some that I need to open. The last day that I made a video was January 29th. Sorry, let me back up. December 29th. And I know that you guys never got to see me open Cotton Cuts days 30 and 31. I'll be honest, I didn't even open them. That day, December 29th, something happened to me that had never happened before, that I think if I weren't in the place that I was in at the moment, it would have been fine. But I was sort of at that place where I was, y'all already know. I mean, you guys know me, like, we live next door and talk all the time. I was tired and I didn't handle it at all. That was not my intention. My intention was to come back the very next day and handle everything, and I just didn't, because I don't know, guys. That video was the AccuQuilt video, and I was going to be starting that quilt, which, by the way, I am still going to do. I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm sitting here, I'm ready just for a talk. This is gonna be just a Yvette explaining what's going on in her life video right now. And so, to refresh, I don't think I need any refreshing, but to refresh, I got the AccuQuilt Go Big, the electric machine, and I was very, very excited about it. I was so ready to cut my fabric and share with you guys this pattern that I had wrote using someone else's quilt, which I got permission to do, so that I could show you a way to use the AccuQuilt for foundation paper piecing. And so what happened was, I had some art gallery fabric that it was art gallery solids that I was cutting. And when I laid down the fabric, what is this? It's like somebody's hair. Oh, that's my sister-in-law. I was like, who's got this long black hair? It's certainly not me. It's my sister-in-law. They were just here for Thanksgiving. So the fabric did not cut all the way through, all the way around. And I'm really, I have mixed feelings, honestly. Part of me is really glad that happened. And another part of me, probably the bigger part, to be honest, was not very happy about it. I was very upset that it happened, and probably didn't handle it very well, because I didn't handle it at all. But I think that I had kind of hit a wall, and I started getting what I felt to be critical messages under the video. But if I look back now that there's been a little time, I don't think that anyone was trying to criticize me or anything. At least I'm going to just let that, I'm going to leave it at that and think, you know, that everyone meant well. But I had a lot of people telling me that I should go and watch all these videos from her, so from AccuQuilt, so that I can learn how to use my machine. And you guys, I've been using AccuQuilt cutters for over 10 years now. And this is the honest truth that for me, I know every time I get a die, and ever since the beginning of when I started using them, they all come with the instructions about making sure that you lay your fabric lengthwise and all this kind of stuff. I'm not blind. I can read. I know what that means. And I know is what I want to say. But my truth is, I have never paid attention to that. A lot of times when I am using my AccuQuilt, I'm using scraps, and I don't even, and for me, a scrap is like, you know, a fat quarter. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just me. And I don't pay attention to how I'm laying the fabric down, and I've never had a problem with it not cutting all the way through. Now, I'm not saying that that's a best practice. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I have literally never paid much attention. I think that if I had had that issue before, then it would have been very, clear and in the forefront of my mind when I used the machine to lay the fabric lengthwise in the direction that you're pushing the die through the machine. I would have obviously done that. But I have never purposefully done that at all for anything, cutting strips, and I've never had a problem. Now I just want to say that that's why I didn't change what I was doing when I was laying the fabric down and trying again on the cutting and trying again and got the same results. That's why it never crossed my mind, because I've never had that issue. Now, is it possible that 100% of the time I was always laying it lengthwise and just didn't realize? I guess it's possible. Anything is possible. But I just doubt it. So anyway, the good thing is, what I consider to just push forward the reason, just another reason why I love AccuQuilt. They were immediately there in the comments trying to help you guys, and that's how they are. Like when the video came, because I even thought, do I want to post this video at all? Do I want to just, and I thought, no, I need to post the video because that's me. You know, I always put forth the truth. Exactly what my experience is, how I feel, everything. And so they came straight away and started helping people in the comments. And then they also came and emailed me and asked me to try a few things. Because maybe there was an issue with the die. So they asked me first to run through, instead of fabric, to run through a single sheet of paper and see if the paper cut all the way through. And if the paper cut all the way through, then there wasn't a problem with the die. And that I should try to cut the fabric lengthways. Okay, so I ran a piece of paper through and it cut all the way. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to take the fabric and I'm going to make sure I lay it down lengthwise, you know, the way it's supposed to go, and run it through again. So I ran through one layer of fabric. It did not cut all the way through. I thought, okay. I remembered seeing in the comments that the person who was from AccuQuilt replying to everyone said, that actually the cutter works best when there are multiple layers of fabric. So I took 6 layers of fabric, made sure they were all going the right direction, and ran it through, and it still didn't cut all the threads. Now, here's, and I have not gone forward from there, but I will. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I think I just took things to heart that shouldn't have been taken to heart. And I think that, or maybe, you know, now it's getting hot in here. I have the little stove on. It's kind of chilly down in the basement when I first got down here. So, combination of, I was tired. I felt defeated. Part of me, a huge part of me, thought, here I am. I'm an ambassador for AccuQuilt. And I felt guilty that I had showed their product in a bad light when it was probably user error. And that is something I would never want to do. So I got caught up in all that and kind of had to take a step back a little bit. So I did, took a little step back. Now here's what I'm thinking, because I am gonna continue this. I am not, listen, Yvette's MO, and I already know this, y'all know this because y'all have been watching me for so long. I tend to be a kind of person that if something defeats me, I let it go and then I just give up. I don't want to be that person. I'm trying, I have been for a few years now, trying very hard to change that part of me. Sometimes I am not successful, such as the temperature quilt. I can't tell you how many times people have asked me about the temperature quilt. Which I want to point out that I never started as a please sew a temperature quilt with Yvette. Never. I said that I was just going to be sitting, sewing a temperature quilt and talking with everyone. And pretty much all of that fell by the wayside. I mean, I'll get to that too. But I just, I also don't want to sit and make videos for you guys where I feel like all I'm ever doing is complaining. I guess it's like I come and I make videos for you guys and it's very cathartic for me. I hope everybody knows that I know deep down, you know, more than anything, I know that I am blessed. I know that I am very lucky to be where I am. I am very lucky to be able to do, or at least attempt to do, the things that I had been dreaming of. I know all of this. But at the same time, I'm also the person who is the hardest on myself. Always will be. And that's probably true for everyone, you know. We tend to just beat ourselves up. And I do it all the time. My biggest issue is that I find myself, for lack of a better term, competing with people that I can never win against. And then I compare myself to these people, and I'll never measure up because my situation is different from theirs. And I admit, I am like the first one to admit that I sit there and I turn I can turn into, you know, this huge pity party for myself occasionally, because there's so much I want, and it's clear that it's not going to happen the way I wanted it to happen. I think I'm sort of coming to terms with it. I'm kind of excited about a new, like a change, making a change. But I'm also quite impatient. So, like, I'm, at the start of this year, start of 2022, I finally started getting serious about downgrading my shop, or downsizing is what I mean. Downsizing my shop. I started by putting a lot of things on sale, like at sale prices. And then I had already had, sorry, it's cooling down. It's going to make that noise. But I had everything for the month of December. You know, everyone would get 35% off. It was regular prices and 35% off. And then I got serious. So I put a lot of things on sale, and then on top of that, made everything 40% off. You guys, if I could just show you all the fabric I have in my basement. It's I have no doubt that I could fill a quilt shop. I have no doubt. Everything that's happening because of the vid, I'm just gonna call it the vid because I don't know, they get mad when we use the C word. It's totally, like, I'll kind of try and I know I've explained in a couple of like live videos, so some of you may have heard this already, but the biggest issue for me has been that fabric has been late. Y'all all know this because it's been happening now for well over a year. Well, I want to say in August, maybe September. I don't remember the exact month. It was either August or September. Jellybean is looking at me like with these very intense eyes right now. He's on the other side of the camera. Hi, baby. Hello. We had a lot of fabric that had not arrived, right? And all of a sudden in like August, September, some things were coming in on time, but then you were also getting everything that was delayed, right? So, I mean, I'm not kidding. Between like August and December, I received so many fabric collections. It's impossible for me to sell. Impossible. It's hard enough whenever you receive like, you know, 2 or 3 collections at the same time. Any given quilter, or the average quilter, is not going to be able to buy even a fat quarter bundle of 7 collections. And what'll happen is a collection will come out, and unless something happens and it's like, you know, almost like having a viral video, it's only going to sell for a certain amount of time at a good pace until something else comes in, right? And then you have that next collection. Now everybody's moved on to the next one. If you haven't sold what you already had from other collections from before, I have to tell you, it's dismal. And if by the time December runs around and you have now 15 collections and it doesn't even matter like how varied it is. It doesn't matter how, I mean, there's just no way you're going to be able to sell all of that. For the most part, minimal orders on bolts is 15 yards, right? There are some design houses that will allow you to have 10. Sometimes with boutiques, you can order 10 yards. But for the most part, you have to put up an order of 15 yards per bolt. And so, I don't know if brick and mortar, quilting establishments can sell that easier. I really don't know. But I could tell you that online, it's impossible. It's impossible. Unless you have a project box that you are purchasing for and you're ordering X amount of yards. For a small shop to be able to sell all of that. And then add to that we have to order quite a number of months in advance. So by the time I realize what's going on, I'm so far in, it's not even funny. And at this point, I know that I have orders for yardage probably clear out till March, just because of how far in advance we have to order the fabric. And then if it's late, I mean, that could push to April or May, So, bottom line is, I started running this sale. And then I thought, okay, well, I don't think anybody, obviously people don't know that I'm doing this. I mean, how would they know unless they're being told? So a week ago, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to post it on Instagram. I'm going to post it on Twitter. I'm going to post it on Facebook. And I'm going to send out a newsletter. So now I'm doing nothing but packing orders morning till night. Well, except that I go to work every day. So I go to work, I come home. Right now I should be cutting orders, but I know that I haven't made a video in like a month. So I said, Yvette, just sit down, make this video, and then get back to order. This is where I'm at right now. This is how many orders I am backed up on. Pretty much as fast as I can pack orders, I'm getting new orders in. So to those of you guys who are ordering from me, God bless you. Thank you. I swear I'm getting these orders out as fast as humanly possible. It is just me. I don't have any help. I work all day, and I'm not going to just start slapping orders together. I put together each person's order in the order in which I receive them, and with great love and gratitude. So I'm not going to just start throwing people's orders together. I just want to let you know that it's not in me to do that. So yes, it's taking me time. There are some orders that are I'm gonna use this terminology. There are some reasonable orders. And then there are the people who are blessing me with orders that are about 4 pages long, and I love that. But that kind of order it will take me a couple of hours to cut. So please know I'm doing the best I can, and I'm so grateful to all of you. You have no idea. It's not an easy thing to have to do, but I know I have to do it. I know now that there's something else that I want to be doing. I still love fabric. It's just not gonna be for me. I mean, I'm not closing my shop. I just want to let y'all know this. I'm not closing my shop, but I'm going to, my quilt shop is going to be like, I'm going to have it there for people who might like the same kind of fabrics I like, because I will still need to order some yardage. I do design and I will continue to have my project boxes. So I look forward to designing those and kitting them up for everyone. I'm still going to do that. So I will still have some fabric, but it's going to be, oh my goodness, a heck of a lot less than what I have right now. Right now, I have so much fabric that I can't even take some of it out of the boxes because I don't have anywhere to put it. And my basement is actually quite large. It is almost the footprint of the entire house. So the basement is quite large. Now I don't have the whole basement. There's like, you know, the Xbox and a Wii and all of this kind of stuff over here. And there's a big TV, and, you know, so that my husband could come down, he can watch TV, or if he wants to come down and watch a football game. And not that I care if he's watching it upstairs, but sometimes he just wants to come down here and, you know, whatever. So and this is kind of like a little game room. You know, we have a foosball table. You can probably see it behind me. We have like an ice hockey over there, and so I mean there are a few other things down here, but I mean I've pretty much taken over the whole basement, and it's proven to be too much. It's a lot of debt that is difficult to recover, and I am not trying to discourage anyone from doing this. It's possible that it would have been more doable for me if I didn't have to work full-time outside the home. So maybe somebody who is, you know, either a stay-at-home mom or just simply doesn't have to work, you know, and can pursue a dream and stuff. You know, I mean, there are people who have that ability, and that might be a way for, you know, for it to be more feasible, more, you know, doable, I guess. But for me, it's not. And it's also taking a lot of time away from what I have discovered I really want to do, which, as you guys know, is designing and teaching. So, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get where I need to be. There is still going to be new fabric coming in. And guys, I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm going to be putting it straight into the shop on sale. Unless it's something that I plan to continue to carry after, that I want to like kind of keep in stock or whatever. Maybe that won't be, but I have so many. I have like 4 collections that, like I said, is still in the boxes, and I won't pull it out until people start ordering stuff from it, because I don't have anywhere to put it, really. I don't know where, when I do have to start pulling it out, I really don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'm getting there. I'm starting to empty bolts. You guys are just blessing me, so thank you. And I know that it's going to a good place. You guys are going to make really good use of all the fabric. It's gorgeous fabric. It's, you know, high quality quilt shop, you know, fabric. So you're getting great fabric. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what I have. I simply have entirely too much. Gosh, was there anything else I wanted to talk to y'all about? This coming weekend, I have my next classes for the Judy Niemeyer. Which quilt am I doing in the class? I'm doing Mooncatcher Wednesdays live, and the other one, it's right here. What is the other one? Coral Reef, that's it. So I'm gonna be doing that this weekend, and I think that I have everything that I need. I'm really not 100% sure, guys. I hope I do. I have not had a whole lot of time to sew. And hopefully that'll change too. You know, like I want to be able to sew more. I would really like to do just a little bit of cross stitching. Things that I really miss doing. I hope that I'll be able to get to do some of those things. I'll be honest, there have been a few times in the past 6 months where I have seriously thought about quitting everything. Just quit it all and just be a follower, you know, like just do sew-alongs with other people. You know, it got hard. It got hard. But I'm determined to pull out of it. And I seriously don't think that I could stop doing YouTube. I don't think that I could stop designing foundation paper piecing patterns and sewing them with everyone. And I'm so excited because in Piecing It Real, we started a block of the month, and we're sewing it together in our Zoom meetings that we have every other Monday. So I'm very excited about that. That makes me feel good to be able to sew with everybody. We had sort of like gotten away from that, and it was so sad, but I was in this, I almost feel like I had to be pushed. And that's where I thank God for all of you guys. Because I know I'm gonna find my way. And I have such good friends in you guys. I really do. You lift me up. So, thank you. And I am going to be continuing on with the quilt for AccuQuilt that I, designed so that we could use the cutter. What I'm going to try to do next with the fabric going through the cutter is I've realized that I am not sure I've ever cut such a delicate fabric in and it shouldn't. I know that I can hear AccuQuilt right now saying it shouldn't make a difference, but maybe for some reason it did. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly starch my fabric before I run it through, and we'll see if that helps. I'm not gonna like go crazy or nothing. I don't like that, but I just use best press. I put a little bit on. I use my hands to spread it out to make sure it's not all concentrated in one spot. I try to get it nice and evenly spread out, and then give it a quick press, and then I'm gonna run it through, and I will let you guys know. Because it could be, a combination of I laid the fabric down wrong, plus it's a very delicate, lovely fabric. Like Art Gallery is, I love Art Gallery. So, Art Gallery solids, I can guarantee you are going to be in my shop. Like I'm definitely keeping Art Gallery solids, and right now I have oval elements. But I might have like a couple of the other elements as well in the future, maybe, because I like them. I really like them, but I can't carry everything. So if I'm using something like in a project or whatnot, there may be some extra in the shop that people can try. If you have not tried Art Gallery fabrics, honestly, you need to. You would be, it's unbelievable. I can tell you guys that I have 12 kits available for the Riley Blake Table Topper of the Month kits, right? I decided to participate in that, and of course we ordered that like last summer. I don't even remember. Sometime last summer we signed up. We had to sign up for this, and so January is whenever they said they were going to ship them to us. Well, I think that mine have just shipped. So it's going to be coming in. And so I think I'm going to keep one of the kits to myself. I have the one that we were allowed to like purchase an entire set ahead of time so that we could sew them up to show y'all, which of course I've done that. I had every intention. I've had plenty of time, you'd think, but no. So, but I want to keep, I think, a set for myself because it's going to come in this lovely keepsake box, and I just love that. Like, anytime you can order a kit and it comes in those gorgeous keepsake boxes, y'all, I don't know what it is. I am such a sucker. And so I think I'm going to keep one for myself, which means that I will have 11 subscriptions available. You would get one table topper per month. They're pretty much, they're laid out like seasonally, right? So you'll have one every month, and each one is designed by a different Riley Blake designer. And so it's $49.99 per month plus shipping. You get it in a nice keepsake box. You get the pattern and all the fabric for the topper and for the top and the binding. The table topper will finish at 36 inches by 36 inches, so it's a nice size. And so if you're interested in that, I have it in my shop. Did I put it in my shop? I've been trying to set it up so it's a subscription so that you could pay each month before it, like just before it ships. You would be charged for the next one. Or you could opt to pay for the whole year up front if you wanted to. I was trying to set it up in my shop, y'all. You have no idea. Sometimes I'm thinking that you have to be like some sort of rocket scientist to be able to have a shop and figure out how to set these things up. So I don't know. I may have to end up figuring out some other way. It's proving to be almost impossible to do. There's got to be a way to do it though, right? I mean, I'll figure it out and then I'll put it in there. In the meantime, if you're interested in signing up for the Table Topper of the Month Club, let me know. and we'll get it all worked out. Like I said, I only have 11 spots. I think a lot of people were pre-selling them way in advance. Like I think I know Stephanie had some. I think she sold hers out in like a second or something. And I just never put mine up for pre-sale. I thought I would just wait until, it was time to ship or whatever. And yeah, so we'll work it out. I only have 11, but hopefully I can get 11 of you guys who want to participate. And I don't know. I mean, if this whole shop thing happens fast enough, maybe, I'll be able to start having maybe let's sew along and do this, one afternoon or something like that. So I almost hate to say anything because I say something and then stuff like 50 orders that need to go out happens to me, and it's like that obviously has to come first. So anyway, I feel like I've broken the ice by making this video now. And so I do have some subscription boxes I need to open, but I do have also 52 orders that are waiting to be filled. So I'm trying to balance things as best I can. And then I'm looking forward to, a Friday and a Saturday where most of the day I'm not going to be able to do anything because I'm in a class for Judy Niemeyer's quilt. So, anyway, I will come back soon with some kind of box opening. And no, I have not stopped doing them. I'm sorry I needed this little hiatus, but I think it's done me well. And as always, moving forward and trying really hard not to look back. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please won't you do so? It helps me out a whole lot. And it can sometimes be a little heartbreaking when everybody else is like zooming ahead of you. I thought I didn't care about how many subscribers I had. As long as I had people watching, I was like, I'm fine. But then all of a sudden one day you open your eyes and you're looking at everybody else gaining all these subscribers and you're like, okay, maybe I'll mind now. I don't know. Anyway, I'm happy that you're here. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. I love you all so much. So much. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for each and every one of you. And I know that. So thank you. Mwah.